Good morning. It's Thursday, the 22nd of August. Open, cash open. You see a pretty strong pre-market playing my hypo number 3. Means we see the test of the yesterday value area high. Money is coming in. People buying back at the overnight high. Rising volume. You already know this game. Huh? Increasing volume into the overnight high, weak pullback scenario, holding absorption, also staying in control of the bulls level, and made the complete range and traded through, even through the yesterday minor value, minor PUC, and reaching the targets. We're now at this bigger edge here from created after the breakout, the overnight high, and this is of course a level of importance now too. So that means when you see my at the moment hypo 4, because hypo 3 was already played, we expecting then a increasing buy volume with weak pullback holding into 178.93. This would be then an ongoing trend. And right now we're looking for new range longs, so range long levels, and I will make a change now to the hypo 1, as you see that we have created of course totally new range, that we have still of course this level of 66, still we do have, sorry, the rest is wrong, I'm so sorry, hypo 3 was played. So hypo 3 was played, and now we're looking for range long levels. And this range long levels are 178.73 and 178.65 and 178. You notice 66. So this is the area in between. So let's call this. This is this level from the yesterday value area high to the volume edge. So that means this is where we're looking for the range trade. Actually, right now at the moment you see we hitting with this candle here and this bearish delta. That means no range long. We haven't seen a double rejection in delta. See it? I'll show you. We haven't seen a double rejection in delta, but this strong candle, as it reaching first time this edge overnight high, that means we're looking now at prices coming back and testing the yesterday value high, and this edge of the pre-market. So this is now our range long level. the actual rejection I was looking for led to a rising price. So right now I'm looking for a double rejection. That means I did not take on after the first rejection here. Of course, you know that because I always look for double rejection. So I want to see now with this delta best of delta divergence price coming back, and I want to see buyers coming in again. Then I take on the range long, but only in this case, not with increasing sell volume. You know that. Then we stay flat. Okay, you see this liquidity here that makes me now uncomfortable go into this position. That means I see that they're unusually blocking as the open created a small distribution with even value followed down here. That means normally, definitely, this is now the range long level and it can work out because if they take out liquidity, we see the responsive buying. So this is now the moment where I would enter. Okay, so it's totally okay even if you enter here. But beware, because if this big liquidity here with 865 contracts at the 70 is a little bit making a blocking character, it means people who are inside this trade here have the feeling, of course, of at least feels of being trapped. Okay, because they see, okay, they hold on. That means, wow, may they want to look lower? Do they want to look lower? So this is a little bit a psychological problem for the traders, of course, who entered now here and accumulated some longs. So beware of this fact. That means if you entered here cheap at the 66, 67 level, be ready if you see boom, increasing selling volume to exit this trade. I haven't taken on this trade because usually you don't see this high liquidity here on the way up in the ask when you're waiting for a range scenario. All right, so that's okay then. I'm still not in this trade, but if you are, I just can tell you no signs to leave yet. Okay, everything okay. You can stay in this trade. No signs of leaving the long. No signs to leave so far. Target number 1 is the 73. For one lot traders, this is your target area number 1. I would pull now my stop to the 65, 66 area. I would pull my stop now to the entry level. Liquidity is still there, provided at the 72. That means they need to get through this trade to the target number 173. We don't want to see now weakness that pushes us back. So here's the weakness, numbers 915, numbers. I hope you're out. I hope you triggered, you pulled your stop. Numbers 915. The flash manufacturing index, so that means it was kind of good numbers. 915, this is the French flash manufacturing PMI, and seems like it was good. The DAX rises, gives some impulses to the DAX, of course, now, but not so good for the Bund then, of course. So you see how important it is to react to the market, to pull your stop then. And anyway, the numbers were very good. So now we wait for stabilization. Until no stabilization, of course, we stay flat. I'm sure you all know because I always write it in the Outlook where the numbers are, the important numbers. So remember, there are also very important numbers than the German flash, manufacturing and services PMI. Both important, both named at 9:30. All right. So numbers were very good. The French flash was 52 expected, before 52.6, and now 53.3. And the flash manufacturing PMI at France was 49.7 previous. Forecast was 49.5, so expected 49.5 and 51. So both numbers good. And 9:30 then the next number. So of course we always know, we've seen this so many times, that the volatility will of course rise. People trade this news, and if you can have this information as the very first, if you're having we will enter this too with our service then starting next week, and then we will implement more service into our offers. That means that we also will have a squawk, so we will inform you we are voice squawk. That means I will do this 2 to 3 times a week. At least 2 times. We will guarantee 2 times live sessions. For the bigger package you can buy, and there will be also, I will also talk this important numbers you see that I write down every day into my hypos and briefing. Excuse me. I will do then for these numbers the squawk. That means you will get it as soon as possible, but this is only for the people who are interested now in trading this news. I will not lead you through a trade in terms of news trading, so I'm not a trader for news, so this will not change, but you will get it. The numbers then. Anyway, I'm always trying to stay flat when there are numbers, 9:50, 9:30, 10 a.m. and you're in the trade, of course, always working with stop, but this is obsolete because I'm always working with stop. So that's no reason for me to have then add a stop when there are news. If you're in a position, no matter what, you're always working with a stop, of course. Yeah, anyway, we wait now for stabilization of the market. You see that they are kicking it back, the price now back to the main value from yesterday. And the main value has its lower volume edge at 58, 59 area where we right now. And if they increase selling now into the low and having a weak pullback, we have a good chance that the price may test even this lower volume node from this strong low from 39. But remember, it is a strong low, so don't hesitate. Don't force it, because we really need to see increasing selling volume now into the at the moment low. So this is important. And as long we don't see this, we don't trade this. All right. But there's a good level now. The yesterday value area low, and we just hit it here at the 47. Now we will see if delta shows us a increasing selling volume now and a weak pullback then. A weak green pullback. This will be then our sign for trading. Target number 1, 39.40 area. Target number 2, 34 area. So let's wait. Let's see if we see the increase of selling. But no, don't force it. And no, this was news driven. So now higher volatility. And everybody's now, of course, also waiting for the even more important German numbers. But of course, France and Germany are the economic motors of the European Union, and so this has, of course, impact and can drive new power into the stock markets. Okay, now let's just see, do we see now initiative selling, and how do we see as they pulling back here? Okay, looking uncertain, a little bit pin bar already, bullish pin bar activity in the delta. That means they pushed not so super hard into the low, and you see, oh, you even saw 1 minute ago this little bit bullish kind of pin bar. That means in delta we already see people buying at the low again. Exactly here at the 46 level. You see, as they reach it, they were not so super confident in selling it. So I want to see more. I really want to see now some selling, and then staying in pressure means either a small bullish, small pullback, a week, or neutral, or staying in confident. But right now we don't see the signs. So wait for it. Just wait for it. All right, now they sell, and we will wait now. We'll look now what they doing after making the low. How is the tape? Okay, tape immediately showing on the opposite side some rejection signals. So it's no, it's volatile, and it's unconfident in selling. That means it may drop down step by step. No, I'm not. No, this is not what I want to see. You see this pin bars here in the delta. That means every time they selling, even sometimes okay, selling with a good sign, but you see then immediately after the selling that we're getting into some pin bar. That means that they even start also to buy at the low again. So this is an unconfident selling situation. Of course, this was a strong low. Of course, that was first initiated by news. And number 3, there's some more numbers to expect at 9:30. I would strongly recommend now not to force anything. Stay flat. Stay flat. Market gives you so many opportunities, and we have this rising volatility now, and yeah, that's okay. Yeah, definitely. They even pull liquidity now to the 45. That means even some passive buying is provided here. So this is not the sign here to buy now, okay? Don't get me wrong, but this is also the sign that there is no trigger now for some good short. No. Stay flat. You see here, we pulled back, more pressure coming in. And now I would stay flat now, because we're now expecting the German numbers with the even more importance, or at least the same importance and impact on price. So you see, this is a volatile pullback and then going into it again. So, and this was even so, you see new pressure coming in here. This was no entry, because here was the LVN. You see, this was the target area. So again, numbers are better, and of course it's having impact to the price. So it's again news driven, and see what the DAX is doing. Yeah, it also made some second plop to the upside. People still buying in the DAX at the top area, and reacting to the numbers again. So that's it. Next number is at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock numbers. It's on the flash for the EWU, the European Economic Union. So this is then the next number is 10 o'clock. So flash manufacturing, and these numbers should be then the same, better than expected maybe. German numbers were only a little bit better, from 43.1 to 43.6, okay, 0.5, no, that's good. And then there's also the more important and flash services PMI from 54.1, only 54.4. So a little bit better. So the not so big difference like we had in France with the French flash services PMI, which was more, was even 0.8 higher. All right, so nothing unusual so far. I'm still flat. I told you so far that I didn't take on the trade here at this moment, because you see that as they took out here the yesterday volume area low, where we want to see that they push lower at this moment here. See, I want to see it with volume, and this didn't happen first. That means we had no deep push of short volume. You see, this here was the strongest thing here with this pin bar. That means immediately, boom, pushing lower, then they rejected immediately by buyers. Okay, then the second wave, look where's our target one is with the 39 area. This is now where also the market takes place and the POC of this minor distribution. So see what I mean? This is not then a good, first of all, it's not a good trade then anymore if you're entering around here, because you only have 2-3 ticks to the LVN area with our first target. So that's it. That's what good looks for me. Sorry, but this is what you, when you think of what is good trading, then is staying flat, because you made decision based on statistics and risk reward. So in this situation, this was not good for this small target here. All right. And anyway, it's news driven. As you see, expect the numbers were really bad now. People would say, oh, damn it, we're totally wrong with only the French numbers, but now maybe German and European numbers are very bad. That means, oh, wait a minute, back in the Bund. So, of course, right now we see the thing that the market numbers are strong, people get out and in the stock and out of the Bund. So that's totally normal, and we have this rising volatility. So I think, again, you can see, even though volatility brings some kind of uncertainty into the market, you can see how it anyway impacts on your trading. Trading in terms of not take on a trade, because you know in this kind of market, in this situation, also with the trigger, a lack of the trigger, no problem. You don't lose money. The things you can control protects you either to lose money or to have a high probability to make the money. And today we have the market where we need to think of not being in the market means not to lose money. And that's the two things you do. You're not a car mechanical. You're not a doctor. You don't do 100 different skills, or a doctor maybe 1,000 of different skills. In trading, there are two techniques where you make your money. Number one is staying flat. Really, it's A and B. Number one is staying flat. Number two is you take on risk. So that's it. And may some people forget about that they only think they have to take risk no matter what. No, that's not right. You make money in trading when staying flat because based on a decision, reasonable, because first of a lack of trigger, second because there is some other thing that is a default criteria that may rise in volatility or numbers, and number three, if everything is given and good, you take on risk and using your triggers. So that's the thing. And what can happen then? When you stay flat, you don't lose money, means you're good. You're very, very good. If it's reasonable. If you're staying flat because you're afeared of pain or just anxious and having fear of execute, that's not good. If it's reasonable, it's supreme. And if you're taking on that risk because everything is given, all right, your mindset is great, your technical is great, you know your setup is great, and your big picture preparation is great, then you take on every damn trade. And then the small losers you will have. This is like your rent. It's like the rent of your office, comparing it to a job where you like, let's say you're an architect or some designer or graphic designer and have an office in a city and you're paying just the rent. This is your small losses. Your small losses gives you the chances for your capital to grow even more, because that just means if you do everything correct. If you do everything correct, then you will take on and execute every trade. And of course, no strategy is 100%. It's totally okay if you only have a 60% win rate in my terms of intraday trading we do here. That's super, wonderful. So that means, what will you have? 40% of your lucrative trades then will be small losers. Because we're working with the micro picture risk and with the big picture reward. So anyway, this is then the rent you pay. So a normal good trader, profitable consistent trader, what would it look like? Its day or its week or its month? It would like be a mixture of days staying flat or moments in a day staying flat, then the days where he's taking the risk, and because of he's so good in big picture preparation, then on the micro picture and in its mindset that he's taken majority of lucrative trades. In my case, my goal is at least 90% lucrative trades. So that means everything I can control is a lucrative trade. So that would be then the second thing in the mixture. So staying flat, I repeat it, staying flat on the days we don't want to invest money. Then number two, we take every lucrative trade, okay, and making money out of this. And number three, the trades that are not working but were lucrative, the 40% maybe, this is your lucrative losers. And this is just the rent, the price you have to pay to stay in the market. This will be what a normal, profitable, consistent, profitable trader looks like. Not maybe what you think it's shown in YouTube videos. This is making every day, making huge profits, even every day without a losing trade. This is not the truth. At the end, it's the truth over a certain period of time, let's say a week or 3 days or something, that you're normally in this time frame at the end, after a week, you should have, of course, a plus. There is some expectations, what this should look like if you have a working system. So this is, of course, the truth, but don't overestimate a profitable, consistent, profitable trader for 10 years, for 20 years. He's or she's having also a day where she's staying flat, or where she pays unusually a lot of lucrative losers because market didn't work. But normally, a good trader then stops after a 3-time losing, for example, losing streak on a day after starting, because then something is not good. And he will analyze, or she, and then going back the next day. But normally, it's totally normal. A mixture of lucrative losers, then the winning losers, and the days where you decide, or the moments within a day where you decide to stay flat. That's what trading look like. So remember that.
If you still want to be right with your decision, then you will fail in trading. Because every time you have a loser and even don't know if it's a lucrative or a lousy trade that have then a loser as a result, you're totally on the wrong way. Because then your brain and your mind will tell you, why am I always wrong? Why am I so often wrong? So that will force you even more in emotional trading. Anyway, we now see in the stabilization here at the low, you see that they are taken out this area, even tested the POC, now even got down. We are at the low of the day of Wednesday. Wow. We're at the low of the Wednesday area. That means this only thing that's now below us is the strong low, you know that, at 178.19. So this is the low of the day. I will mark this here in the chart so you can see it. 19. See this? This was the strong low. And right now we're at the distribution edge. That means at this lower volume node, this is again the area where on Tuesday, the first time we went after the correction into more bullish terrain. That means creating here with this move from Tuesday, the week 50 level. The week 50 level is at the 50. Remember, 50, we are right now around the 32 area. That means we are now at the edge of are we staying in the bullish or going more into the correction bearish terrain back. So this is just the crossroad here. Here's the ways here parting. You know? All right. So I'm flat. Nothing to do. Nothing to do. All right, you see now prices hitting the area of the strong low here, of the area again where the bull started on Tuesday. Nothing to do, okay? Nothing to do. The market didn't give us the plays we wanted to see, because with the downshift, with the proper play, we could have played here at the 65. See this here? This was news driven. That means this is no only an idiot would take on this trade without knowing the numbers, okay? So anyway, the move the market can make, the vol the market can make on a day, we already seen today. So that means no more trading for me. High probability, no more trading. The only way when I would go back to trading now would be after the numbers of the European Union, after the numbers at 10 o'clock, flash manufacturing PMI, flash services PMI. After this, no more money is expected till 1:30 p.m. We're talking always CEST, Central European Summertime, okay? And that means the only thing then would be after the 10 o'clock, the numbers, if we see a stabilization and we not fall into sleep already, all right? If we don't fall then into sleep with a normal volatility and stabilization, I would look then for a range play when we see some normal distribution shaping and see normal volatility. I would look then for a responsive selling or buying. Both sides are then possible here in this area. But that's the only thing. So I can definitely say before 10 o'clock and then stabilization sets in, I will definitely stay flat, all right? So. I can definitely recommend you to work on your mindset. That's just some thoughts I have when I compare myself to the past on such a day like today. Was it what it feels like to be like somebody looking out as sitting outside of the fence, looking inside, seeing like some playground of professionals and seeming like they have it in control, and me on the outside looking inside, feeling like nervous, a little bit pain in my stomach, maybe my neck hurts. I'm not sitting still, but fidget around. And I can tell you, once you get the stuff handled and control, so of course, first the understanding for the market, the ability to technically analyze it, the ability to make a big picture preparation and understand also the micro thing, which you can learn in a 3 months or 5 or 6 months, or if you have even started, add some additionally 1 to 2 months hard work. Then working on your mindset. At the end now, when I'm now looking at myself, I'm see myself sitting now inside. I'm not sitting outside anymore. I'm sitting now inside of this playground. Well, I may be one of the more not so important. I'm still looking. I'm still sitting maybe or standing maybe a little bit on the outside edge of all the people who are participating in this game of trading. But I know, okay, I gave myself another chance to develop now the next years to become even better and better. But the best thing overall is that I'm not feeling this emotionally pain anymore, that one have to at the game every time, to play it every time. I'm feeling more comfortable during the trading, during my analysis. I'm not feeling now forced to take on a trade. I'm now feeling in control of seeing that around 60-70% of the market moves of my behavior reacting on it, I can control, and this feels so good. It feels so good. So I can recommend, really, it's so worth to work on this whole package and then on your mindset, because it makes it so. The first thing which gives you the new power on your way and new motivation, and is the structure of this process, the way you're doing it. So the way you're developing your technical skills and then your mindset skills. And at the end, this structure and this feeling then, that gives you so much new energy and motivation, that what you always maybe have waited for in trading. It will make your P&L go more green. It will end your losing streaks. It will get you then in control. It means you may be still a little bit underperforming at the beginning then, when it's starting to change, but you're feeling then first time you're in control. You can swim with the market. So the next thing then, what will happen is, when you're working then on your mindset, then the next step you will climb. And this is then, you start that your P&L get green. You start then, you see in the P&L get green, and this brings new confidence, new trust in yourself. And most important, I also know traders that made the step to then the PL then becomes green, but still having, let's say, some trouble during trading. That means not feeling super comfortable all the time. I mean, all the time during this trading session. They say, I can handle it. It's okay. It's not good. It's not super bad, but it's more like, yeah, it's still uncomfortable and very, very nervous, and the sensations, the physicals are still up, and still my thoughts a little bit up and negative. I'm not feeling like calm and focused then. And of course this is normal, because when you're still haven't took the look inside you and understand this old behavioral patterns and how they impact the probability of your natural reaction to this, and now listen carefully, is with fighting it. This is also what people can drive into depression, or not by trading costs, but people don't react in a rational way to their emotional created by old behavioral patterns. This would be not something happened by nature. It's more probable that you react with fighting it. You don't like this feeling of feeling uncomfortable, okay? You don't like this feeling of having a loser. You don't like this pain. Of course, normally you fight it, because the society teaches us, if you want to get to the top, you need to stay strong. You need to fight. If you're a man, you more need to fight. You're a warrior. But in trading, this, even maybe in my case, I was even some very disciplined. I'm a very disciplined guy, that even forced me more into self-justice and self-critical thoughts, which prevent of getting into a self-confident and good feeling state of mind. So at the end, it's just acceptance. That's what I tell you. I repeat it 10 and 20 times, and even if you may switch off now the stream, I don't mind. That's okay. But I made this trail now for almost 3 years, and I went through it all. I started with the CFD. I then took it serious. I get into this studying it, and made this or kind of study, and made this program with the certified derivative trader at the Eurex in Frankfurt, and take it serious anymore and more. Get the technical skills, but see still this lack of understanding of my mindset. This follows me like for almost 2 years till I started and made changes to it. But all the time, even I was the super disciplined guy, I always got compliments like, wow, you're so disciplined in your trading. And I thought, well, if you knew, still I'm underperforming. And I tell you what, this will not change. Maybe if you still can stay in the game for many more years, after 4, 5, 6, 7 years, you may also get behind it and start it then to develop your emotional mindset. But normally, the most of the people give up. They give up before. So it's better to just start developing the right mindset and work on your behavior patterns with the acceptance and start end the fight with your brains. And for me, it was always clear that a sign of being now on the right way would be to feel more confident, focused, refreshed, calm inside, feeling good most of the time during a trading session. And as I'm now recognizing that this is now taken on and now have changed, that makes me, of course, feel even more confident and lucky and thankful, and just be motivated then to go on. And it's so much easier then to work now, finally work on your trading game without this pain and without this fighting of your brains. So recommend this again and again. Work on your trading mindset. Three minutes, 30 seconds. We have then the numbers of the European Union. So the flash manufacturing PMI and flash services PMI, but would be kind of unexpected if they then are weaker. I think we should expect them neutral to even terrible numbers in the European Union. And anyway, I will not trade until we have stabilization after the last numbers of the morning at 10 o'clock. I repeat it, 10 o'clock we have the flash manufacturing PMI, flash services PMI of the European Union. And 2 minutes and 30 seconds now. I stay flat. And the same, numbers are better. Flash manufacturing, 46.3 forecast. Actual 47, 0.7. Flash services PMI, 53 forecast. 53.4 actual, 0.4 better than expected. But you see now the impact isn't super big now. This was expected. And as we've seen that already, France started and then German delivered the same thing. So right now, stock get a break of the weaknesses we had lately and getting back a little bit, pulling back a little bit. So anyway, now I'm waiting for stabilization here. We are at the low. We see no more pressure. We are comfortable still in a more bullish terrain after this consolidation kind of correcting mode we have. I hope you agree. You see in the 15 minutes charts here, where we at? Where are we? You see, again, correction days, and then this area where we see the separation, this volume edge was taken out, pulling back, and on Tuesday, boom, 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 the bull market started yesterday. The strong low at this area, that means bulls defending it. You see then ranging, now falling back, news driven, wave 1, wave 2, still staying in control. Did not taken out the strong low, no more news driven effects now as the numbers are expected, were expected. Now you see we're having a good chance that we are taking out this area here. Sorry, I will delete this minor POC and LVN, but now we have a good chance that we stay above this area without effect of news. So what would be cool now? We have here volume edge. See this volume edge here? Oh no, you can't see because we're still at the 15 minutes. Tell me. Here we are. 178.27. We see this volume edge. And this is a nice edge because if we see now stabilization and we see responsive buying, this would be the area then to look for a long. We don't want to see pressure in delta. We want to see at least neutral to bullish. We want to see the double rejection. And we know then our target would be, if this profile stays the way it is right now, we don't know what it looks like maybe in 5 or 10 minutes, but if then, target number 1 are at the moment POC at the 32-33 area and the volume edge at the 37. So again, this would be what we're looking for. We want to see stabilization now. We want to see responsive buying at this edge 27. And by the way, of course, delta should not be going now hell crazy down to the downside again. No initiative selling here at the edge, or even more burst would be if they sell even into this edge. So we wait now and maybe we get a trade. And you know what? If we don't get the signs, or if market already accumulates here at this edge, I am not going to look for this trade because this is not from the thinking of option theory from outside to inside of a range. This would be not a good area to take on a trade here right now at this moment. And you see, this is not where we want to trade. We trade from outside to inside. So no initiative selling at the edge or here. Responsive buying with a neutral to bullish delta would make us look for a long. If the signs don't appear, we don't trade. I hope you're not trading because look at the low area. This is where we want to measure. I told you here's our edge number 1, our edge number 2. And I show you at this moment, is this responsive buying? Please don't say yes. At this moment, is this responsive buying? Please don't say yes. So what we do now, Well, we're in a new situation right now. That means we're at the strong low. If this strong low at the 19, this gray line here, is now taken out, with initiative selling and a weak pullback, we're looking for the short then with the target area. With the target area would be then the level of 10 to 07. 10 to 07. But we need to see continuation and people really taking out the slow here with initiative selling, popping through, and then staying weak as the seconds after the pressure made the pressure get in. This is very important. And then we see our target area around here, the 10 level to 7. All right, right now we see prices pulled back and we're weak. So this is a good sign for ongoing initiative selling. So this is just the edge we have. Doesn't need that this stayed away, but we look here for delta. We don't want to see now delta popping up like hell and got rejected, because this is the strong low where we don't want to see prices get rejected. But we still under pressure here in delta, so everything is fine right now. Prices got up through the lack of liquidity. Now they increase the pressure from the downside. That means they pulling liquidity up a little bit, support. We're still in the bull control level here. That means this edge here created this downshift. Now what we need to see now is, again, people getting into the short. Everything is okay so far. Our signs for the short, even though they protect here with liquidity, but we wait. We wait. Okay, now we need to see now at least a second try. This is the area where we have to enter and where we entered, and now we don't want to see the day getting out of this bull sell control level. It means this area here where everything started from, we don't want to see the day coming back here again. If they're coming back here again without new sellers coming in, this will be then our stop out area here, and totally okay then, because we don't risk more than necessary for a good reward. All right, so let's see. Some sellers coming in again, and we need to see now strength in selling. Be careful, liquidity is pulled up to the level 19, 18 and 17. That means this area is protected with bid liquidity. 800, 600 and almost 500 contracts here. Well, we stay comfortable right now. We stay comfortable, everything okay. Delta shows us continuous pressure. You see the pullback a little bit higher to the area where everything still below, but getting a little bit higher than usual. But it was due to lack of liquidity in the ask. This vacuum often appears after a stronger move. And now we don't want to see responsive buying coming already in here. This is not what we want to see. Because this would be then a sign of failure. And then we have a higher probability once they took out here this area that they going back to the value, to this value here of the day. So we don't want to see now the push in bullish delta. Then it's a good sign that you can close your trade at around the entry area here, but we will see. Are they coming, the buyer? If they're coming, I watch the tape. 147 here, 156. All right, get out of it. Get out of it. This is a typical weak second leg, the re-short, if you want to call it this way, very weak. So, this control level here from the sellers and this volume edge, this is what we need to be seen taken out. And then again, you know that the story, they may take it out, pull back a little bit, and then if they stay strong and no new selling coming in, and you see active buying again on the upside, then we have a higher chance from 28 up to the 33 area. So this will be then the last opportunity for today. And let's see if this is working. All right. So right now, we see they testing. They took out here the area of the selling control, but they testing again, and we see absorption. That means now when the buyer coming in again, and you see that if selling now stops, because first signs were already here. They sold into this level but got absorbed. That means the people who sold at the level 27, 463.7 market selling, 246 selling now into this level, but you see they get absorbed right now. What we need to see now is the switching to market buying. If this takes place, we can enter then here, and only if this takes place, because then we have the opportunity here to see markets going up again to the 33 level. But we need to see that selling stops, and we switch again, selling still ongoing, and we switch from this selling, which is right now still absorbed, switching to market buying. As long as this is not happening, this is not the sign for taking on a long trade. Now we have even Good opportunity. Now see people buying. See this? People buying into the liquidity. And let's look at the delta. What we want to see is active buying now. Switching to active buying. Still selling. Behavior changes. Behavior changes. Still selling. Even one level got taken out to the downside. To the bottom. Sorry. We need to see, remember, we need to see active market buying. After this phase of absorption, trying to put pressure in, I'm not super comfortable yet. Wait for it. We'll wait for it. No, don't force anything. Here we are. Here we are. Sellers got taken out and we're back at the game. Now we need here the cheap entry will be for me around the 28, some small pullback, and then our target area of course is then the 33 area. All right, at the moment PSC. Well, we need some tiny pullback to get in at a cheap price level, and that's not happening. See this? How confident they going in? Really confident. Of course, because the game was over at this moment when you see absorption, selling, absorption, selling, absorption. More passive pressure. Selling, no absorption for one moment. Buyers coming in, not sure. Boom, buyers coming in. Game over. Reaching target, 33. Nice. See here the footprint. Okay, pulling back, selling, 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 selling. Absorption stopped. Buyers, selling, selling, no more absorption. Push lower, sellers, buyers coming in. Not sure. Trading around. Boom! This was the moment. For this scenario, with a high probability that we reach the 33, the POC. Next target would be the edge at 37. But the more higher success rate is first for the POC. Anyway, you see this? It works out. It works out. So you can see what happened now, right? You see that they played this, we see this play here at the shoulder, at this neckline here. They're fighting for pushing lower. I said here at the moment we see that it is over. We have now a higher probability that we get back to this area, 33 at this moment, plop, when this happened here. I show you in the footprint again. At this moment, when this happened here, plop. So one could have gotten in at the 29 level with the target 33. So it would be a good trade, okay? Would be around 1-to-1 at least, risk reward, some scalping. Now they're fighting at the POC, that means ranging now a little bit, may test the low again, and then we will see maybe that we have a stabilization now from the time. If this is happening, then now it's over today. Nothing more to get here. Worked out quite good. We see the situation here. One could have handled it very good. We see the selling control level here appeared with this ongoing selling away from this here. That means this was our level of interest. After the pullback, which obviously happened at this moment here, we saw it was a weak pullback. So enter around here. We saw then that the selling, the second wave of selling, even it was kind of strong, didn't lead to take out the low. We see then they fight for this level. I said to you, boom, at this is coming, end this trade here. We only risk a few ticks. Chance number 2, back to balance, back to the value. We see they try to get back, get some people trapped into a short, selling, but absorbed, no price lower, but delta low. Ongoing selling, now no absorption, at least one tick lower, even spoofing a little bit. Spoofing here with this liquidity that was pulled out as soon as price got back to this level. I show you here in the footprint. This is very nice. See this here? They tried here with this liquidity, and there was liquidity provided, but you see, boom. I don't even know if it was spoofing, but anyway, the people didn't react to it, but boom, they took it out. They took out the liquidity. Then you see nobody else is setting in something into it again, and then boom, we get out of this and then taking up this level again. So this was the chance for today. A small loser controlled trade with this, a small loser control here with this situation, and a profitable trade with this situation. So that means you maybe 1 or 2 ticks now at the P&L and plus. So that means you're secure. Didn't make any loss at this time of the trading today, where this higher volatility news driven was, and now just a try, and that's it then. So for me, nothing more to do, as I have to leave anyway. I say thank you for watching. Now it's 10:30, and see you later with the recap, and then tomorrow probably the last free live stream. And we will announce then the changes and what kind of packages we will provide for you that may fit for you then, because we will make separate packages for the market preparation, for live trading, a live session, and of course for all the guys who just want to do it educational, self-studying and work out everything. We will provide this delayed every briefing with hypos and debriefing to see it in context, to work it out yourself. This will be all for free. We will not change this, but it will be, of course, then delayed to give the people who are paying for it, and we give them then the opportunity to have, of course, advantage as they get more one-to-one informations from us. They can ask us questions. You guys can write us emails. You can talk to us then in the stream. We will provide informations. We stay transparent, so everything like you had the last 2 months in our free phase of this program. So this will not change, but it will be delayed, and the other people, I think it's good. We have now 80-90 persons in the stream. A lot of people write us messages and questions about how can we make changes to our mindset and everything, and it's a little bit volatile. It means some people ask, then more coming, some appear, more coming back, some stay, and we cannot build this information on a good way for 100 people, but we need to find out who is really interested, and then we will stay and give our cognitive resources for this for these guys who really want to make the next step in their trading. And of course, then this will be not for free. And we want to just separate the guys who are not interested and make it for those who really want to make the next step, to give them the possible support. And we cannot support in a group for 100 people, but we can support a few people. So let's see how this will work out tomorrow. Probably the last free live stream from my session, and see you tomorrow later with the recap. Thanks for watching. This is Anton Höpfel for Manapa.